Hey YouTube, today we're going to get into this CycRun CycRun Pro that I picked up on Amazon for $600. That was a great deal. A link to the bike is above and also in the description. Now the price may fluctuate depending on the time of year and demand, but before we get started, I hope you like this video, subscribe to my channel, and let's get after it. You can see here the bike is packed up really well in foam. You can see the upper battery, and then you have this box here. This is the headlight. Before you start unboxing and assembling everything, make sure the battery specs are what you ordered. Now, it comes in two different models, 36 volt battery and 48 volt battery. And you want to make sure that you received what you ordered. Now, right here is the 36 voltage, and it's 15.6 amp hour battery. So this is what I ordered. Now, if you want a faster bike that goes to 28 miles an hour, you really want to make sure you got the 48 volt version. Now that we got the bike removed from the box, what we want to do is take all this foam off. You can see right here, this is the bike pump for pumping up the tires. Just going to go ahead and remove all these zip ties. Alright, there we have it. I really like the blue color. It pops compared to most of the black and white bikes. The second battery actually is inside the box. So inside this box is the smaller battery. You also have the charger. I'm going to get the batteries charging. You have the pedals, and you have your tool kit. Now the nice thing with this, the tool kit and the air pump, you have everything that you need to assemble this bike. Here's everything that comes in the box. Not shown here is the other battery. The first one's there, the other one's charging. You get the seat, the tool kit, the pump, the pedals, the front fender, the handlebars. The keys are located right here on the handlebar. Those are the keys for the battery. There is 2 keys for each battery. Make sure to keep one at home so you don't lose it. And the instruction manual. First thing we want to do is install the handlebars up here on the stem. Using your toolkit, you'll use a 4mm hex in here to remove the stem cap. Like this, or I have an easier tool. Then what you want to do is bring up the handlebars like this. Sure they're properly oriented. Like this, and then this ridged area here you want to center up on the cap, and then reinstall the cap and tighten the screws evenly. You can even do the 2 opposite ones to get it really secured. We can come back and adjust this as needed. I'm going to go ahead and put it at about that angle there. And make sure the gap is similar on the top and the bottom. And you don't want to over tighten this too much because it's aluminum and you may strip out the threads. That's why I don't like to use power tools when doing this, because a drill will really strip out those threads quickly. We want to go ahead and install the front fender, and what we're going to need out of the tool kit here We're going to need a 10mm wrench on the nut and a 5mm hex to loosen the bolts here and here. Next, you want to remove the 2 screws on the side. Now, take the fender and you'll position it up like this. And you'll position this metal piece down here like this. That will bolt on. And then this portion will bolt up here. Like that. Put your nut on. I'm going to go ahead and put everything on finger tight before I secure it. Like that. This side, you want to go behind the brake cable. Like that. And that looks good. I'm going to take my 10mm hex. First thing you want to do is remove this shipping bar between the axles. And to do so, you want to use a 12mm wrench. Just loosen the nut just a little bit so that it comes loose like that. And then what you can do is lift up on the bike and that shipping axle will come off really easily. And then it's time to install the front tire. Now you want to make sure that the brake rotor is over on this side where the brake caliper is. You want to remove this plastic shipping disc and then remove the nuts on each side of the wheel. Now take note that there's a washer and then there's a washer with a little tab. This locks into the hole on the fork, so you want to set those aside. I'm going to lift up the front of the bike. I'm going to roll the bike in here, get the brake caliper lined up into the disc, and then set it on the fork. Then I'm going to reach towards the back, put the kickstand down, and now I'm going to install the bolts on each side. Now remember to install the washer with the little tab in the hole that secures the front axle, then put your washer on, then the nut on the end of the axle. You're going to do the same for the other side. Tighten those by hand. Then you're going to need the wrench with the 15 to go ahead and tighten this down. You do the same for the other side. Tighten, and then about a quarter turn past tight. All right, there you have it. The front wheel is on. Moving up here to the headlight. What we're going to do is pull out the headlight stanchions, pull off the foam shipping, and then you can position the headlight where you see fit. I'm just going to leave them loose now and then figure out where I want to put it. You can mount it kind of high up like that, or you can put it down low. I'm going to go ahead and put it here. Now take note, the headlight has a bolt, a metal washer, and then a rubber washer. Now the rubber washer needs to go between the metal bracket and the headlight so that it doesn't vibrate around. And what you want to do is put your bolt and the metal washer on the outside. So one thing to take note, that the cable comes out of the bottom of the headlight and it kind of angles down. I have the rubber washer in my hand, and I want to make sure that that goes between the metal bracket, making sure the cable's on the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and install the one side of the headlight loose like that, and then I'm going to do the same for the other side. I'm going to put the bolt through the bracket, then the rubber washer. Then I'm going to tighten that down, finger tight. One thing to note, that there's a cable on the harness and it's foolproof. It's orange. What you want to do is slide it in, get the little slots lined up, and plug that in like that. Then tuck it away. Now I'm going to grab my 14-inch wrench and I'm going to tighten this down. A couple of turns past finger tight. You don't want to go too tight or you'll end up cracking the plastic housing of the headlight. So it's a nice looking headlight. And now if I want to, I can move this up or I can move it down like this. I'm going to put about halfway up like that. And I'm going to use a 5mm hex to tighten this down. And then I need that 10mm wrench on the back, like I did with the fender. Hold the nut on the back side. Go ahead and tighten this down. That, and I'm going to go ahead and do the other side. And now the headlight is installed. Next thing I want to do is install the seat. I'm going to use a 5mm hex. I'm going to loosen the bolts on the bottom of the seat. I'm going to set the seat on there. Then I'm going to look down underneath and get these screws engaged. See what the problem is. This needs to be moved forward. The battery mount needs to be moved forward just a little bit, which is pretty easy to do. Just loosen this a little bit. That can move forward just a little. Tighten that back down. Then I can come back, get that one started. Just put them on finger tight. Got that secured. Seat looks really good. Next, you want to grab your pedals. You'll notice there's a left and a right. It tells you which way to thread them on. This is the right pedal. You're going to use a 15mm wrench, and you're going to thread them on like this. Move it up like this. And now the left one, you're going to do opposite threads. While I'm down here, I'm going to check the tire pressure and inflate these tires because they feel a little soft and spongy. Now make sure that you check the pressure. It says no more than 20 psi. You really don't want to overinflate these because I've done that mistake. And then what ends up happening, you pop the tube and then you got to take the motor off. It takes a lot. So it's only got 8 psi. So I'm going to go ahead and pump up these tires. If you don't have a gauge, you can always kind of hand feel it. I like to go to about 17 or 18 psi. You don't want to go too hard because when they heat up, the pressure will get higher. All right, so did that. Let's go ahead and check this tire pressure now. It's sitting about 17 psi. I'm happy with that. You could kind of see they're definitely a lot firmer. There's still a little bit of squishiness to it, but I'm going to go ahead and do the front one. And then I'll install the batteries and get this bike turned on. These rubber caps that are in the toolkit go on the back axle to cover the silver bolts. Put one on each side. If you want to install the water bottle holder, it goes on like this. You can install it low or up higher. I'm going to put it down low. You're going to use these 4mm bolts. Up here is the reflector. You can keep it on. I'm not a big fan of the look. Here are the keys for the batteries. Remove that reflector. The screen, I want to position it up like this. So you're going to use this 2mm hex key. You're going to rotate it up to the position that you think you'll want it, like this. Secure it like that. The other thing you want to do, this little rubber cap that is in the tool bag, that gets installed at the top of the stem. And then I'm going to cut these keys off. And like I said, make sure that you switch up these keys and keep one of them with you and then one of them at home. The other two were in the tool bag, so I'm going to keep these at home, and these two will stay with me so that I can secure the battery or unlock the battery. To install the battery, the first thing you want to do is make sure you grab the appropriate key. You're going to see the number down there, that's K21. And there's a K21 right here. Now the smaller battery goes on the bottom, and what you want to do is lock the battery in like that. And then if I turn this around, you'll be able to see that the key locks the battery in place. And now for the larger upper battery, same thing. You can match up the key. It says T004 on mine, and then that matches up with the number on the lock. And you can see how the plunger works. It just secures it onto the frame. This one's a little bit trickier, and you want to make sure that you secure it, because if you don't, it will pop off. What you want to do is slide it back, and you need to lock it in place or it'll fall off when you're riding. So there I have it. It's locked in place. The bike looks really cool, fully assembled. It's time to get this bike turned on. What I want to do is make sure I turn on the batteries. I can turn on both of them or one of them. I go ahead and turn those on, then hit the M button. You're going to see that the bike turns on, and you can see the power level. It is a monochrome screen, and if I turn the bike a little bit like this, you're going to see that I don't get anything. What I need to do is come over here and hit the plus button. That gives me the pedal assist modes that you see there. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put it on, let's see here, that's pedal assist mode 2. Now it's to go up all the way max speed. That's where I am here, pedal assist mode 5. And then if I turn the throttle, you're going to see that the max speed is 20 miles an hour. This is a class 2 because it's 36 volts. If you get the 48 volt, it will go up to 28 miles per hour. Now some of the other features here, if you want the headlights, you'll see the headlight there. This is what it looks like. It's nice and bright with that halo. Now you do have brake lights, you can see here in the rear, and then you also have directionals. So if I look like this and I turn on the directionals, you're going to see, now they're only in the rear, but that's better than nothing, so it's pretty positive. And then moving back up here to the front, there is a horn that's built into the headlight. You have front and rear brakes. This is the half twist throttle. And if you want to see any more information, you can go to my other video linked above about changing the advanced settings on this screen. Now, this is a tall seated bike at 34 inches. You can see I'm 5'8" and I'm on my tippy toes, so I would recommend this bike to someone that's 5'8" to 6 foot. It's a nice, comfortable riding position. And with the dual batteries, there's certainly no shortage of range. So if you have any questions, please leave in the comments. I hope you liked this video. Subscribe to my channel, and thanks for watching.